Now that we're back into our FactoryTalk View project, what we need to do is, first of all, assign the name of our process to our overview screen. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go into Objects, Drawing, go into Text, just like we would have before, and we're going to add the name of our process. I'm going to put mine at the top right of my screen. You can organize yourself however you like, as long as it looks professional in the end. And we've got some other details that I'm going to add in. So I'll add those details, then show them to you, and you can go ahead and apply them to your own application. Alright, so here we go. So as you can see, what I did was add some text, including the title of my brewery, and the course code, the lab number, and my name, as well as an image in the top right hand corner. Now the image in the top right hand corner is actually comprised of two separate images, and what I want to do is show you how I've grouped them together so that we can physically move them around as one object. So I'll just pull them over here. You notice when I highlight, you'll see the two images with the handles all around each one. Okay, so the first image is those three beer glasses. The second image is the rounded rectangle behind it. So if I want to move these around as one image, I'm going to highlight both objects, simply go into Arrange and click on Group. So now when I move these around, it acts as one object, something you may have experimented with previously. So moving forward, what we're going to do next is to add a push button and an indicator for each of the three different areas of our process. So go ahead up to the momentary push button icon. Okay, we're going to add one of these to the screen. And I'm not going to be concerned about color for now. I am going to add a caption on it. So we'll call it Packaging Area Test PB, and then we'll simply copy state 0, highlight state 1, and paste that to it. And we need to make sure that we provide the tag connection as well. So from our Connections tab, of course, I'll go into my tag, do a right click, click on Refresh All Folders. Okay, and what we're going to see there is each of the three areas of our application. And because this is going to be the push button to test the packaging connection, I'm going to hit the plus symbol, and you notice here our primary packaging, our ControlLogix shortcut is highlighted. Okay, we can keep drilling in, click Online, and of course this is going to be my HMI push button tag. We'll say OK there, and accept it. Next thing that we're going to do is add an indicator that'll turn on as we press our push button in the packaging area. All I'm going to do at this point is grab an ellipse. Okay, I won't worry about the color, background, or anything at this point, but what I do want to do is add animation to the object itself. So if I do a right click, of course go into Animation and then Color. Okay, and we need to add a tag. So this is going to be our tag in the same primary controller for our ControlLogix. Okay, shortcut that we had before. Select HMI Light, say OK. We can apply that. And of course, if it's a 0, we want it to be red. If it's a 1, we want it to be green. So we're happy there. We can close that up. So we'll go ahead and accept these changes, and I'll just adjust this indicator up. So with that complete, what I want you to do is go ahead and add a push button and an indicator for the mashing area of the process, and of course that's going to be connected to your secondary ControlLogix processor through that shortcut you made previously. Go ahead and add those. I'm going to do the same thing, and then we'll move on to the next step. So at this point you should have both the packaging area and the mashing area test push buttons in place, as well as the indicators that we're going to use to test your connections. The next thing we're going to do is create another push button and an indicator for the boiling section of your process, or boiling area. And of course those need to be connected to your archive processor. We'll take a look at how we do that with this OPC connection that you've set up and the topic in RSLinx. So of course the first thing that we're going to do is copy over the push button and indicator that we've already created. So I'll copy those, paste them underneath here. This is going to be for our boiling area to get us going for a test. And we'll take a look at the mashing area push button, change that to boiling. Do the same thing for state 1, of course. Okay, and go into connections. So click on the tag ellipses to go into the tag browser. Okay, and I'm going to refresh all folders, and of course we've drilled into the boiling area here. Now, something that I need to make you aware of that could throw you off. You're actually going to see multiple listings or multiple folders underneath this boiling area. So there could be many different topics that were set up previously in RS Links or that were created automatically when you created servers in FactoryTalk, whether it be OPC or in some cases Enterprise as well. Okay, so what you have to make sure you do is select the topic that you created, okay, to drill into your processor. So in this case, for the legacy processor, the topic I created in RS Links was lab2 bgj underscore slick. So I'll expand, and you notice we have our offline online menu here. Okay, click the plus button down again, and now you're going to see the data table folders of our Slick controller. So what I'm going to do is highlight B3 since we use B3 addresses. Okay, and you're going to see B3 word 0 all the way down to word 9. So with a legacy controller or using an OPC server connection, this is where things differ from when you set up a RS Links Enterprise server. You're only given the word address to select. You don't have, you'll notice, all the way down to the bit level here. So what you're going to do is select B3:0 since our address was B3:0 / something. Say OK, and you're going to have to go in and manually manipulate the address in the tag or expression field. So B3:0 / 0 is our tag address for our push button. So we'll say OK here, and then we need to do the same thing for our, make sure I do a right click on the indicator, go into the color animation. Okay, we'll need to delete out the existing expression, go into our tag. You notice B3 folder is open, so we'll highlight our B3:0, and same thing, we need to manually manipulate the address to work down to the bit level. So B3:0 / 1 is our indicator. We'll say apply and close that up. Go ahead and save the screen from here.